Hello, hello, and welcome to Freedom Mastery and our weekly inspiration call. Coach Debbie, hello, good to see you. She is zooming away in her business, plugging people in, and I am so excited to hear if you're telling me and somebody new in your business. That is amazing to celebrate, and I want to say congratulations, and I want to say that I'm proud of you for continuing, and for keeping going. And that's what we're here to help each other do and to inspire each other to do. I have a story to share. This just really was something that spoke to me a lot. It's called The Desperate Woman. There was a desperate woman, and she asked a teacher, how can I have a better life? I want a better life, she was asking this teacher. So the teacher says, well, you need to make a personal effort to abandon your old ways, your old habits. She thought about it and she was like, well, didn't really care much for personal effort. So she went and talked to somebody else on the line. So I want to change my life. Can you help me? And this teacher says, yeah. Just put yourself in my capable hands. I will do everything. Thank heaven, she says. She was so excited. She finally found somebody that was just going to do it all for her. And she says, I have a passionate teacher at last, a miracle worker, will do everything for me. He will show me how to change my life without changing myself. And we know from the story that the first teacher was the right teacher. The first teacher would have been the one that could have helped her make those changes. She just wasn't ready to put her own effort, her own energy in. Such a basic example of the phrase, put your gas mask or your oxygen mask on first. There's no way we can serve another person without our own mask on. So what I look like? There's a quote by Marcel Proust, and he said, the voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. So the personal effort and the way we change our life or anything we want to change is having new eyes. It is. The threat may be real, right? There might be fear. There might be bills to pay, food you need. There might be, children that need homes. There's all these needs we have. We have challenges. We're living in the world, all this that we do need. But the one who is with us and within us, in my personal life and in my inspiration that I share, that spirit we have within us is greater than whatever comes at us, whatever seems to be coming at us, relationships, business, opportunities, those things are going to increase through our spirit. Now, this is amazing because that everyone that's in this group knows we're reading this book, Think and Grow, and by Napoleon Hill. And today what I'm going to cover is a few of the details that are proven to cause failure in leadership. These are proven. We're going to have Jackson come and sit for a minute. The major faults of leaders. Now, I know that Melody and Robert, we are not in a mentorship program that focuses on our weaknesses, that focuses on our lack, right? That focuses on our problems and our pain things. So that's absolutely not what I'm doing here by presenting these 10 things. What this is it helps us to realize what habits we need to change, where we need the change in our own personal life, not in what we're necessarily doing for others already, but what we're going to think of ourselves here and look at what we're doing. And I'm going to go through these briefly here with you and just things that came to my heart and to my mind when I was going through these. So number one is the inability to organize details. So organize. Not being able to be organized. That's major. My daughter just had an issue come up where she had a big assignment due. She had 2 weeks to do it, but she wasn't well organized and didn't have her work organized over the weeks, so didn't get enough complete at the end of the 2 weeks. The inability to organize her details, though, that led to that struggle and that problem, or what could have been a failure. Just a moment. I'm going to excuse myself. Just a moment. Mama, I love you. I love you. Is Timmy was coming to say goodnight? Good night. Okay, night time. So being organized. And one of the quotes that this said, though, here was, when a man, whether he is a leader or a follower, doesn't matter who you are, when he admits that he is too busy to change his plans or to give attention to an emergency, he's basically admitting that he's inefficient. So anytime we say we're busy, I'm too busy. People have, I hear the habit, I have had that habit and did it a lot. But that does prove inefficiency. There's so many other things that busyness can be about. But the truth is, we're not efficient if we're too busy. Number 2 is the unwillingness to render humble service. This is really big. Humbleness is not something everybody does. You see that. Truly great leaders are willing, when occasion demands, to perform any sort of work or labor that we expect another to do. Anything we're asking someone else to do, we should obviously also be willing to do. The greatest among ye shall be the servant of all. Most leaders, kings, feel like they should be served. Truly, the leader is the one serving. Number 3 is expectation of pay for what they know instead of what they do with what they know. We always hear knowledge is power, but the truth of that is that knowledge is power when it's put into action only. So it pays to put all of our knowledge and all of our education and everything that we're learning into an action plan. Amazing. Number 4 is fear of competition. Not being competitive. The ability to get others perform. No way to be able to inspire, encourage another to perform if we're afraid they're going to take our place. If afraid they're going to take over, or push us out of our job. It doesn't work that way. The able leader understands to whom he may delegate at will. So that we always want to have that attitude, helping, serving, so that these next generations can follow and replace us and do what we do and serve in the same efficient way that we are serving. So our mentors, Lee and Robert, they're doing that with us. They are absolutely giving us more service than they need to. They're not afraid we're going to take their place. They hope we do. Number 5 is lack of imagination. Creating plans by which to guide takes creativity. And to be imaginative, we can't, if we're stressed, we can't when we're too busy. There's no room to be imagining new things, possibilities. So having a great imagination is our goal. Number 6 is selfishness. The leader who claims all the honor for the work of others is sure to be met with resentment. Claims none of the honors. The true leader and king of all claims he edifies others and gives credit to them. 7 is, I didn't know what this meant. Actually, I had to look this up. Intemperance. Excessive indulgence in alcohol or light, or a lack of moderation in your speech and in your actions. Intemperance. Followers do not respect an intemperate leader. It destroys endurance, so people quit. Vitality. There's no life there. Intemperance. That wasn't a good one. So, you see people that have those habits, alcohol or excessive eating, those kinds of things. Those are habits that will need to be addressed before getting on that throne. And this is where us as coaches and mentors, it's important for us to be able to look and notice these habits and notice these things in our community, not because we want to point the finger at them or tell people about them. We can see, what truly is a habit they could work on. Everybody can ask, what can I do? What can I do? Or what can you do for me? What can you show me? What can you help me with to change my life? And we know it always comes back to us. It's really difficult when we depend on others against our success. We've got to bring it to ourselves. It's very important. And we won't be able to do it if we're drunk. That's for sure. Number 8 is disloyalty. Disloyalty. Obviously, this is huge. A lack of loyalty is one of the major causes of failures in every walk of life. Disloyalty marks one as being less than the dust of the earth. That's really deep, and brings down on one's head the contempt he deserves. So contempt, not a great energy to have in any community or group, much especially in a business, in an opportunity in your business where you spend time with people daily. We want to attract loyal followers and loyal. We want to be loyal. Number 9 is emphasis of the authority of leader. The leader leads by encouraging, by inspiring, not by forcing, power control, that kind of thing. This is, not going to work like that. To instill fear into people to do things. Jenna Zweigel, another one of our mentors, you might have seen her post on that recently. Leaders, using force over, just the power of being a leader. Okay, so number 10 is the last one for this. Emphasis of title. So basically, we don't require a title to have respect or to the respect. The man who makes too much over his title generally has little else to emphasize. And then it even says here that the doors to the office of a real leader, get this, are open to all who wish to enter. So can you imagine, as a leader, as a mentor, your office is open, and here comes someone down the hall maybe a year, 2 years ago that you didn't have a great experience with, and that you really weren't planning or ever expecting to ever see that person again. That's the kind of door open that means, is being able to confront or be confronted, basically, and face that without pride, without too much pride on because of where you're at. Let's see, what's next? So, I also wanted to mention the quote that I read earlier by Marcel Proust is from Robert's book, How Is That Working? He has that in that book. It's still a book I read almost daily that I love so much. So what is the main meat of this? So the meat of this today, what I really, really want to get across and inspire is this question, is the how-to, right? The how-to, what is our personal effort? What do we do ourselves? If we need to do it all, then what are we doing? How do we do it? What do we do exactly? And the truth is, Melody and Robert have inspired in me to start with the morning ritual, to always, no matter what day of the week it is, if it's a holiday or not, I begin with the morning ritual. And all successful people, I guarantee, millionaires do this. They have a routine in the morning where they put themselves in the position of who they are, where they are, what they're going to be doing, that energy. They basically tell themselves who they are. Or you can also let God tell you who you are, if you're a believer. We are miracles. We are beyond what we see of ourselves, and what we see in the mirror is not all of us. very small portion. Look in that mirror. When we close our eyes and when we remove the titles and we remove the account and we remove every pain and problem in our life, that's who we are. That's who we are. And getting back to that, remembering who we are without all this life experience and without all this pain and without all these problems and struggles, that's our goal every morning. To come back to us, have that remembrance so powerful and strong that no matter what comes that day, we are winning and we are thriving. Not just surviving, but thriving. Now, my morning ritual has even been able to replace my medicine. It's been able to replace food at times. It's absolutely replaced pain. A lot of the times, my morning ritual has allowed me and showed me and helped me reduce my pain levels on a daily basis. No doubt about it. There's so much, so much it does. So Bob Roth, if you want to write that name down, he does something called transcendental meditation. You've probably heard of it. Jenna also has talked about this before. Get this. This has been proven to even be effective for heart disease, to reduce anxiety, more effective than sleep. Meditation has been proven to be twice as deep as the deepest sleep. People have been almost, their physical bodies appear to be dead in a deep meditation. Connect that other part of who they are, not the physical, not what we see, not what we physically feel, but what's within us. What is within us? And the only way to do that is to close our eyes and be silent for a period of time. That's the only way. I read books all my life. I prayed all my life. I read the Bible. I went to church for 20 years. Not until I really learned to connect with who God created me to be within, in silence and quiet, without medicine, without people, without books, without my pain. That was when I began to find freedom. Discipline in unhealthy bad habits like overspending, emotional spending. I was addicted to spending and shopping. Not like that. Meditation actually helps us to create and come up with new habits. As you're sitting quiet, I want to inspire you each morning to do this if you don't already do this. And if you do, then my inspiration to you is to consistently increase your time, longer and longer and longer, because that is how you grow your spirit. We are not just a body. We're also a spirit. And in order to do good business and in order to do good in our entire life in area, every single relationship, we have got to strengthen our spirit. Now, most people don't talk about that. You go to business and they're about this. What's that? That's weird. No. Well, this book talks about it, and I'm going to tell you just three things right now. This is called QQS rating. So this is, again, just something to be for marketers, even specifically. This book talks about this, but very, very helpful for success. So each day you want to go through these three things. It's a QQS check, basically. Quality. So the service that I'm giving to others, am I performing it with every single detail to quality, the best? And am I being as efficient as I can? Am I looking and goaling to be even more efficient tomorrow, right? Robert says it all the time. Our goal is always to constantly be greater at efficiency. Number 2 is quantity. What is my habit of rendering service? Do I render more than what they're paying for, or do I render less? Be in the habit always of increasing the amount of service that you're giving. And number 3 is spirit of service, the habit of agreeable, harmonious conduct will induce cooperation with associates and fellow employees. Now this says employees, but what we mean in our business is it'll It'll induce cooperation of Facebook, of all of our friends and networks and communities. They will want to join us. They will want to support us and be our associates, be your associate. Debbie, I want to join you with the spirit of agreeable harmony, the spirit of agreeable harmony. But we know that having a spirit of agreeable harmony is not always easy. It's not always simple to feel harmonious and agreeable. It's not. How can we get better? Meditation. I'm just going to say in that meditation, because there's so many other things. There's supplements that can help us. Sleep can help us. Books, obviously these mentors, our mentors are doing all they can. We know that. But the truth is, every single day we must take personal responsibility, and we must put in action on ourselves first. That's absolutely the truth. Until we address ourselves in the beginning, in the morning first, constantly be a struggle, and we won't have the habit of efficiency, because our days are probably going to just be crazy. Our emotions will be all over the place. When I don't meditate in the morning, and now I actually meditate later in the day as well, my emotions are way more out of control. Way more. I cry more. Those depressive symptoms will try to come back, be like, reminding me of mistakes, or, our mind is our biggest tool, truthfully. Nobody can take it away. You'll never have to pay for it. I mean, unless you go to a therapist or something, which is helpful. I go to therapy. We go to marriage therapy right now, and it's great. We're learning how to communicate. People that are out there to help us are out there to be able to give us what we need to help ourselves. That's the truth of it. But supporting and inspiring and masses is what we're here to do, to duplicate ourselves, so that others can lead their communities. And Debbie, so you can get into your team and effectively and successfully keep growing that. I'm so excited to be able to share this with you. My recommendation, most people ask the question, how long and when? Meditating, I already mentioned, morning, how long? So the goal is maybe 22 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 15. You want to build up to those times. That's not where we start. I started at 1 minute is when I started to meditate. I gave myself 1 minute to sit in silence with myself. And it was difficult. We say the mind goes all over the place, and we can't, calm our mind, or we can't, really get all that out. But the truth is, that's what that time is for. So that when you don't have anything else going on, you can access those areas that you need to access, or that need to be accessed, whether they're painful, whether it's powerful. It could be emotional. Try not to cut the time short. If you commit to 60 seconds, commit to 60 seconds. Like if you get into it and you start to feel bad or cry, allow yourself the emotions, to release emotions. That's one of the biggest things, has been able to help me not feeling guilty about my emotions. Being okay with crying and being sad. Okay, I feel sad. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. Even when I get angry, there was a time, and there are still people that believe we shouldn't ever get angry. But the truth is, emotions are okay. And I love teaching my children that. I love teaching everybody that. The epidemic of stress, I think, is a lot of times related to squashing our emotions and not expressing who we really are, and, the things that we're going through, whatever it is in our life that comes to us at that time. So I hope that you do meditate more and more every day. I hope that this can inspire you to do that. And I cannot explain, really. There is no way to explain the difference in my life since before meditating, and now that I've been meditating on a consistent basis regularly it's been 2 years, over 2 years now. It's become a part of it's become a habit. And it wasn't a habit at first. So that's why I'm here, to inspire you to make it become a habit, help yourself to be able to sit with you. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Sit with you. It's a good thing for us to come closer to ourselves. That's truly how we learn to become closer to others. It really is. When we learn to treat ourselves in the way that we deserve to be treated. And we deserve to come first. You deserve to come first in the morning. So put yourself first, and then you'll call it a day. Really, once I do that, I can call it a day. I'll be like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready. I know who I am, and I know what I'm doing. I'm done. Debbie, if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute, or anything to add or comment. I know I've been looking there. Obviously, you can just unmute if you have anything to say.
No, I'm good. It was great. It was great.
Good. So are you meditating? Are you starting that habit? I know that's in Melody's course, so I'm sure you've already started or looked at it at least.
I started it, and I quit for a while, and I'm still trying to get back into it. But now I think I have the motivation to do it. So I think tomorrow I'm going to start again.
Okay, commit. I am going to start tomorrow.
I am going to start tomorrow.
Yes. Without a plan, we fail. Make the plan. Because the plan is it. As soon as you have the plan, it's going to come.
I haven't done my ritual either.
That's going to be what helps you consistently make that ritual a habit. That is the ritual, the meditating, that is it. I realized after I was consistent and stuck with it, that is what helps then lead you to your next, whether it's a book, maybe it's Robert's book, or maybe it's Melody's document. You know how the morning ritual, it says choose 2 other things. So that's each day you will be guided to read something and listen. Like those are the 2 things. Those are the 3 things I say: meditate, read, and listen. So I meditate, and then I'm often inspired with what to read. Like literally a thought will come to my mind. Either something Robert said or something will come to my mind that day, whether it's on being a mom or business or my team or love. Sometimes it's on love. Like something will come to me. So then I'll pick up whatever it is that I want to read to learn about that. Sometimes it's my Bible, but often it's Robert's book or Robert's courses. I've watched his, all the courses in there are great for morning rituals to listen to. All his other courses that he doesn't have, now, like Mass Attraction, all the entertainment series.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. Yes, Debbie, if you haven't seen those, you can pick one to watch each morning. That will inspire you like you would not believe.
You mean like the gardener or whatever it's called?
Yes, the gardener, the sensei, that's a good one too. The fisherman, no, it was the gardener? I think my favorite.
I watched one of them.
I love them all.
I have to do that.
Yes. So, but commit to small chunks, right? So morning, like a huge word. That's like a huge bunch of stuff. Commit to one, meditating. Or if it's reading, what I realized is if I don't put the meditation at front in the beginning, the God Memorandum, the course, Melody's 30-day course recommends the God Memorandum, says the God Memorandum is number 1, right? Eventually, I got through the whole thing. I did not get through that whole thing right away. I did not. So don't feel bad if you don't. Just commit to sitting with it and just starting it at least. And like I said, I started with 1 minute, committed to listening to it for 60 seconds, and I made it. And then I would move on to step 2, pick 2 other things. And it was usually I am statements.
Usually do the I am in the word.
Yeah. Those 2 are really, really powerful. They literally changed my life, those 2 documents. But without the meditating, it wouldn't have done anything. Because the meditation is what prepares our hearts to hear those and read those things. And the meditation gives us space in our mind to be able to then remember them and bring them up later, to share it with others. It's amazing. Yeah, I usually say space because it feels like we have so much on our mind. Like you've heard that, right? I have so much on my mind. But the truth is we don't have to have a bunch of stuff on our mind. That's what meditation's been able to help do. Not say things like that anymore. I never say I'm too busy. I never say I have a ton of stuff on my mind. I never say I have too much stuff to do anymore. Like those kinds of things just don't come to my mind anymore because I truly don't feel that way. I've been able to release that feeling of overwhelm, of too busy. Anyway, that's great. I'm so excited that you're committing. You're going to read. You're going to listen to the God Memorandum in the morning. Obviously, message me and let me know how you are. And what other 2 things you pick? I always love. I give the power in words. I love to give that as a gift. That's something I still gift every single day to people.
Do you?
The power in words, yes, because that immediately introduces them to melody as well, and to mentorship. Right? This is what my mentor gave me that changed my life. And then they're like, oh, what's a mentor? Some people actually say, what is a mentor? You have a mentor? Is it like your mom? No, it's not. And then they start to learn about personal development, right? It's like people that have never been introduced to marketing or anything like that, no personal development, never heard the word mentor. Even when I met Robert Melody, that was a pretty new word for me 2 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are so like, I love you, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love you.
I love you too.
I'll see you online this week.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
You're so cute.
Thanks. Sweet Lily. Bye, Debbie.
Bye.
We'll see you again soon.
Where's your husband? Does he work night?
No, he's parenting my son, my 4-year-old that broke in here. And Marina, our 11-year-old, she was working on a writing project for school. He was helping her with that.
Oh, he is there. He's home. Okay.
He stays busy.
I'll see you later. Love you.
Bye.
Busy.
Bye.
Love you.
Busy.
Love you too. Bye.